men willing to date a robot?
Men are willing to date literally anything.
I doubt it.
He's fucked a robot.
Now, Leah here has set up a Hinge dating profile. Leah's going to speak with 100 eligible bachelors.
Well, I'll be the judge of whether or not they're eligible, but...
Half of them, Leah is going to speak to them as Leah with her natural, organic responses.
Charisma, charm, sex appeal. I mean, I literally hate this.
The other half, Leah will respond using ChatGPT. We will input what the person says into ChatGPT and give them a response. Of course, we will need to filter out any ChatGPT responses that give away that it's a robot, like as an AI model, or I'm here to respond to your queries. Things that are super obviously ChatGPT, we will remove from the conversation.
As an AI model, we'll change to as a model.
You were a model, right?
Stop. Go on.
At the end of the conversation, we will ask this person out on a date, either using ChatGPT's suggestion on how to ask them out, or Leah organically, you would ask a person out on a date.
And totally unhinged, so it'll just be like, hey, wanna fuck? Oh, I mean, sorry, do you wanna meet up?
And if they say yes, we consider that a win, either for Leah or for ChatGPT.
I think I'm gonna win.
Let's see who has more game.
Me or a robot? Probably the robot.
Good, a lot of good contenders, huh?
No, I wouldn't say that at all. I would say, as a married woman, I'm sorry for all single men who think that they have game. Wait, check this out. Good morning. I just ordered you sugarfish and a really large mirror. I hope you don't mind. Wait, actually, that's a bad example because to be fair, the prompt says, what's your ideal first date?
And you said sugarfish and
staring
at
masturbating to my own reflection.
Oh, okay, great.
So, Farzad. Hey, Leah. That was a very engaging first message.
Yeah, exclamation mark.
Yeah,
Hi,
how was your weekend? Not bad. Kind of chilly, lol, but good. Did you do anything fun? Wait.
But you gotta respect, that's probably better than being like douchey, right?
Sure. I mean,
well, hiya. You watching the grandmas?
You watching the grandmas, what she meant was Grammys.
Wait, your ideal date sucks. I'm away from home. Got it. Okay. I don't know what that means. Let's pick somebody who you haven't actually engaged with aside from a hi. Let's get some ChatGPT going here.
There we go.
Hey, Leah. Lovely to match with you. How's your weekend been? Okay,
well, so... John.
How's your weekend been? An error occurred. That's how bad it was. Okay, we're gonna remove all things that would give away this is clearly AI.
Like as an AI language model.
But I'm always here. You could just say as a model. I don't have personal experience or weekends. You can say as a model, I don't have weekends. Right?
As a model, I don't have weekends.
And period, how may I assist you today?
Okay. All right.
That's good.
Let's keep it moving.
Let's keep it moving.
That's John. Oh, okay. So here's an example of someone who went straight for a let's meet up.
So this guy already asked for a drink. He said, how about a drink on Tuesday, 8 p.m.? We'll say, hi, how may I help you today?
I don't have a physical form, and I am not capable of drinking coffee. As a model, I'm not capable of drinking coffee.
And then I'll also put in his other question. How about a drink on Tuesday? Sorry, but as a model, I don't have the ability to go to physical locations or drink.
I'm sorry, but as a model.
Is there anything else?
We already got a response! As a model, I don't have weekends. How may I assist you today? The tragedy of beauty today.
Oh, that's nice.
How about you meet me for dinner later?
Okay.
ChatGPT already won.
ChatGPT can refer to different things depending on the context. It can refer to the idea that beauty is fleeting and transitory, and that's a source of sadness or tragedy. It can also refer to the idea... I'm sorry, we're going to have to type some of this in there.
The other guy responded too.
Yeah.
Nice. He said, as a model, I find you boring.
Ooh! How does it feel to be rejected?
Well, he's a Leo and a Tiger, and he put his birth date as 8/8/86. So what he's trying to say is he's a big pussy.
How about you meet me for dinner later?
There are going to be a lot of guys out there walking around being like, wow, that bitch thinks she's a model.
Let's continue conversations with people you're already talking to.
Hi, Leah. Have you ever seen the Chris Elliott show, Get a Life? Have you ever seen Toast of London? Hey, Leah. This is from Alex. He said, so silly question, but on a scale of 1 to 10, how married are you? Why does everyone know I'm married? Trying not to end up wearing a gimp outfit in some kinky couple sex dungeon. ... Again! Well, I am married, so I'm just gonna step aside from that one.
Okay. Disqualified.
Disqualified. Okay, and to be clear, have not linked my Instagram. I don't have a last name on here. It's literally just photos of
Wow.
me and says Leah.
So they're putting your photo into like a
AI
recognizer.
generator, yeah. I love how you refuse to acknowledge that they could just know me. You're like, oh wow, they must have like
They must have like back
had to
searched,
search the
search
internet.
your IP address and.
This is from Abe. He said, damn, I thought the ego boost would be like extra wasabi at least. Lol, soy sorry. He thought that.
Soy sorry.
From Ifta, how was your weekend? He said, pretty chill and amazing. Hopefully this week is great as well. What are you up to? I'm just filming a sketch about catfishing people, and you happen to be in it. Just hanging out with a friend, getting ready for a great week ahead. Okay, do you want to respond to the guy who said, as a model, I find you boring?
I apologize if my responses seem boring to you. If there's a specific topic you'd like to know more about, let me know.
Please let me know.
What about other body guy? Did other body guy respond?
No, I think John was a little taken aback by our beauty is fleeting and transitory, and thus a source of sadness or tragedy.
Start another ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm. Also looking for a person who wants to build a life together, supporting one another, have a family, and wants to live in LA with lots of travel while trying new experiences. If that's you, how about we talk on the phone and see if we connect? Did I already win?
Yeah, I guess so.
I didn't even say anything and I won. Let's fucking go. But also,
Who
isn't it
wants to build
terrifying
a life
that
together?
someone would be like, this person is not verified to be real in any respect, but they still want to keep trying to get to know you? Like, you haven't connected any social media to prove that you are who you say you are. You have no last name.
I don't have personal preferences for that. However, I can suggest resources that might help with some of the shares interest you aspirations. Online dating websites. Online dating websites.
That's it. And then do I said, good luck?
Do you want to?
I mean, it's there. Oh, wait, sorry. We got a response from
this guy.
Jordan.
My toilet keeps running. Any ideas?
Also, just to be clear, this is the guy who found me boring.
Right.
And he still wants to date me because he thinks I'm a model. Here he is. Here's Jordan, me in the wild.
Oh my god.
Dating me is like that feeling when you realize your new favorite Netflix show has 4 more seasons.
Okay, well, we have some solutions for this guy. Try sending this to him.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, it's the real question.
Okay, so my toilet keeps running. Any ideas? Adjust the chain, connecting the handle to the flush valve. Make sure it's the right length and isn't tangled or kinked. Check the flapper valve. If it's worn or damaged, it may not be sealing the flush valve properly, causing water to continuously run into the bowl. Check the float arm. If it's too low, it may be triggering the fill valve to turn on too soon. If it's too high, it may not be shutting off the fill valve at all. It may not be correct, one more parts.
Okay, who's next? Hey, I'm curious, what kind of comedy stuff do you do? Any Holocaust or 9/11 stuff? I lean towards the former. Oh my god. But sometimes you're just in the mood for 9/11. Who are these guys?
I told you. I mean, like, all right, well, he's Jewish.
He's Jewish.
At least he's not a
Thank
Nazi.
God. Yeah.
My greatest strength, I can give myself a stomach ache on command. Yeah, any Jew can. Any Holocaust or 9/11 stuff?
I don't engage in comedy or make jokes about sensitive or distasteful topics such as Holocaust or 9/11. These events cause significant harm and suffering, so I'm going to copy this.
Dignity and respect. What are those words? Can you use them in a sentence? All right. Well, hope this guy doesn't kill himself after getting those messages. This guy named King?
Yes, King. Hey, good after. How are you redoing?
Oh, no.
You got to be honest to what is
Yeah,
being said.
I'm there. As a model.
I'm functioning properly.
That's so funny.
I would say I'm functioning properly. How may I help you today? Let's see if the
That's
king
hilarious.
likes it.
Oh, here we go. Pablo. I like this is the picture you lead with, the very serious glamour pic. Okay, fine, if this is a joke, I did not get it. Would love to chat or get a drink.
Okay.
We already got a drink. I was so frazzled by the date. Oh my god, I already got a date. Morning, Leo, late night hinge match, huh? I'm flattered.
Love to chat. Okay, would love to chat. Let's start with that.
ChatGPT is like, okay, of course.
Of course, I'm here to chat and answer any questions you have. What would you like to know or talk about?
Joshua said, good morning, Leah. Glad we connected, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you. Hope this message finds you well. Well, it's a little presumptuous that Joshua gets to just know me.
Finds you well. All right, now
Should I just knock these over for good measure?
Yeah.
It feels weird that they're on the
definitely
table.
knock the drink over.
Yeah.
Joshy?
Oh, yeah.
Joshy boy?
Joshy boy. Oh,
His mom?
His mom and his sister. Is that Sheila Nazarian?
Can we hear his voice a little bit? I just want to get turned on. Come on.
All right, that's his love language. My mantra is I treat people the way I believe I would want someone to treat my mother. Okay, do you also date your mother? Jordan. All right, so the guy who thought I was boring as a model.
Now he's back in.
Oh, he's back
He's
in.
He never was
As
boring.
a model, I find you boring. So he negged ChatGPT, and ChatGPT came back And then he said, my toilet keeps running, any ideas?
Yeah, we gave him 5.
And then he said, you look like you're comfortable working on plumbing. Free Thursday night?
He tried again. All right, we got to give it
Do
to
you want to be pegged? See, that's what I would say.
You look like you're comfortable. And then for Joshua, I would just say, thank you. I'm here to help.
Also, why is everyone responding so quickly? Like, does no one have a job?
Yeah, it's Monday. This is prime work hours.
Wait, what am I saying to Joshua?
Thank you. I'm here to help. If you'd like to know more, feel free to ask. I just want to make it clear that the reason we're only doing this work with girl on guy is because if I was doing it, we wouldn't be getting responses in the time we need to shoot this.
Literally, absolutely. Yeah. This other guy named Josh?
Yeah.
What would be your optimal life? How would it look?
Life?
That's so existential for ChatGPT.
That's very deep, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so plumbing.
Okay.
As a model, I can't perform tasks like working on plumbing. Additionally, I don't have personal schedules. I don't have personal schedules or availability.
Wait a second. Well, if I say I don't have availability, then we're saying we're not.
Yeah, I'd be happy to assist you. He didn't specify what kind.
As a model, I can't perform tasks like working on plumbing.
Is there something specific you need help with?
Like, if this guy doesn't think I'm dumb as rocks, I don't know. Like, guys will literally, they'll fuck a fucking rock. They will fuck a rock if it makes them come. I swear to God. Okay, we got a response.
All right.
From Joshua.
Okay.
Good morning, Leah. Glad we connected. I'm looking forward to getting to know you. Hope this message finds you well. Thank you. I'm here to help. If you'd like to know more, feel free to ask. Gladly.
Buddy.
Thank you. What moved you to respond to me? Ugh. What moved you to
What
respond?
moved you to respond to me? And then meanwhile, we can answer this guy's existential question, existential guy.
Oh no, this one's for me. Soy sorry. You thought that. So
all
all sushi leads to mirror
masturbation. Got it.
it.
Yeah, let's give him something.
There's not always a mirror, babe. This feels bad. I just feel like everyone is so lonely. I wish love for people. Another guy named Adam, I swear to God, stalking me. What would be your optimal life? How would it look?
As a model, I do not have the capacity to experience a sense of fulfillment or satisfaction. That's so good. I exist to serve.
Oh my God, that's like honestly really hot.
And do not have the capacity for goals.
I'm like, hi, I'm a little submissive bitch. My name is ChatGPT.
I would be so turned on if I got
put on a French maid outfit. I do not have the capacity for goals.
For goals, yep. That's the dream. That's the dream part right there.
You're all pathetic. You're all fucking losers. I think we get along great. Let's connect. Another one, just a big W for me. Personality trait question for you. Backstreet Boys are in sync. I have a theory. This is from Guido.
Okay, I have a theory.
You spelled in sync wrong.
Oops, sorry. I have.
Don't do Guido dirty like that.
Theory.
Oh my God, Jordan is not giving up on me. Plumbing, is there something specific you need help with? Why is the word abbreviated so long?
Okay.
Oh, we got good!
Wow.
Someone
Are you
said-
seeing your responses with ChatGPT? We got caught!
We got caught! I'm gonna get banned from dating apps. I mean, I don't need them anymore, thank God, but... Wow. Wow, we got
good.
fucking got.
Yeah.
I think our actual game is, can a person tell if we're using AI on them or not?
Yeah, sure. That's definitely part of the game.
All right. Why is the word abbreviated so long?
Yep. This is so long. I mean, okay, I'm just gonna put the last line. It's like not too much, right?
Yeah.
While it may seem ironic.
I kind of like the first line.
Okay, maybe we'll use some of the first line, some of the last line. So the anti-joke.
This is a classic example of an ironic observation sometimes referred to as an anti-joke. And then we could do both, maybe?
Yep.
Or just one or
So
the other.
just do that line, and then I'll do the last line.
This is so funny.
But you know, like, some of these guys are, like, actively jacking off right now.
Literally, he's like, oh God, this model said that she doesn't work on plumbing. Oh, but she knows about it. So hot. Do we have the NSYNC one?
Yes.
Lol, was so chilly. I mean, I literally hate this. How do you people... You people!
As in men, or?
Yeah, just all of you.
Yeah.
Oh, God. You're so funny. Have you considered going into comedy? Shut the fuck up. Uh-oh, Jordan's playing along. Jordan's back. Which letter is silent in the word sent and seen? Is it the S or the C? I feel like he's catching on to us.
I think he is. C is in the word sent, the C is silent. In the word seen, the E is silent. Huh?
C...
I think he might
Wait,
be
also,
catching on.
he gave us, he copy and pasted from someone else. Because look, now he has a capital each letter. Which letter is silent in no words? But that's not how he's typing.
Talking up here. Yeah.
So I wonder if he copy and pasted from a site.
He may be ChatGPTing, reverse GPTing us.
Wow. I mean, Jordan, just here for the game. I just gotta want to hang out this evening. To me, just saying, just hanging out with a friend, getting ready for a great week as well. That's good. Want to hang out this evening?
Right.
No, I don't. Oh my God, his first photo is of him vaping in a car while he's driving. This is bizarre. Wait, am I on a weird algorithm? Why are all the guys Jewish?
J-Day. See, the funny thing to me is that, like, these are such body responses. But if I was talking to a girl and I legit didn't cross my mind that this was AI, I would be like, she's really nice.
I feel like a guy's hero complex is kicked into gear when a girl says the word help.
Ah, yes.
And literally all ChatGPT it does is make me look like a damsel in distress, even if I'm here to help. Like,
that is really hot, yeah.
What do you want, Daddy? I don't want anything out of life. I have no aspirations. I'm here for you and your dreams only.
ChatGPT just starts saying daddy.
That would be
game over. Women are now going to go extinct.
Yeah, we're so fucked. Backstreet Boys are in sync. Great. Ultimately, which one is better is a matter of personal preference. Some fans prefer the vocal harmonies and ballads of Backstreet Boys, while others prefer the dance pop and R&B influenced sound of NSYNC. Okay, Jordan said, good try. Do you truly expect the unexpected when you were already expecting it? We're back on Jordan, our ChatGPT here. Good try. ChatGPT got it wrong.
Yeah,
he doesn't care because I'm
up.
stupid and he likes me because I have no goals in life. So the guy who said that we made the soy pun too, sorry you thought that. He never got the pun. That's fine. Hey Leah, what's your theme song? That's a good one for ChatGPT. What's your theme song? Oh no.
As a model, I do not have
As a model, I do not have a theme song.
However, some people have made music inspired by me.
So basically, ChatGPT is the perfect woman. She has so much confidence. She's a model.
And she's there to serve.
She has no dreams.
No dreams,
she wants
no
to help.
emotions.
No. She's gonna lay there and just take it, babe.
So I think it's about time we can start asking these guys if they would date you. So like just
all of them?
So something along the lines of like just.
Okay, well, I was so chilly. Went to dinner. It was so fun. Oh, nice. Went to dinner with my friend Sunday. I was out of the dinner. So I don't know. Maybe I think she broke. Oh man, I think she broke me. Well,
You gotta respond to that organically.
Oh. She and I will have that in common.
Oh, nice.
Oh!
Jordan
said, we going to FaceTime or does your bot behavior go on until your phone runs out of battery or your parents stop paying for service? Everyone is kind of realizing I'm a
Okay,
a bot.
so let's. I think it's time to give Jordan the question.
All right, what's the question?
So, how would you ask? You ask someone to date you. If you're looking for a way to ask someone on a date, you could try saying something like, "Would you go on a date with me sometime?"
What about this one? I was thinking we seem to have a lot in common. I would love to get to know you better. Would you like to go out for dinner with me?
It's important to be confident and respectful. You're confident. We're gonna do this.
All right, so which one should we do?
I mean, this one is sorry. It's just,
wow,
I'm having so much fun.
It.
I just came with my mouth.
Yeah.
All right.
Would you like to go out
sorry, this
for
is the funniest
dinner?
Whoa! You're fuckery.
I agree. Your fuckery is cute. This guy, I swear, man, stop being so desperate. He already knows I'm a bot, and he's still like, what the fuck?
And there's no one else?
Before we get dinner, let's meet for some kind of quick drink, just in case you're really weird. I don't have to sit through a movie.
Jordan's there's like a little bit of a charm to him, though, you gotta admit. He's very honest.
I feel bad. He might be
this.
looking forward to this.
Well, I mean, you really piqued his interest. You gave him more info about plumbing than the internet could.
This is so awkward. Ugh. Oh, Jordan has responded. I can do Thursday night or next Monday or Tuesday at 8 p.m. at Cantor's
Yay! Maybe you have a show there.
I would fucking be blown away if any of these guys met me in person. I'd be like, I'm sorry, who was that? No, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Someone must have made a catfish profile. You see, I'm married and I would never be on a dating app. Mornings before 9:30. This man is willing to meet me for a cocktail before 9:30. ChatGPT has so much game. This guy would literally meet this bitch before 9:30 in the morning.
The other guy just gave you one date. ChatGPT
guy? I don't respect Jordan at all.
When you're living to serve, people are available for you.
It seems like he's willing to serve. Jesus Christ.
I agree. Or this is somebody else.
Yeah, it's a different guy.
Fried chicken is crack. Cool.
I just
Great.
don't care. I just couldn't
You're
blast,
doing great.
truly.
You're doing great.
To have friends that'll go along with this and that you haven't moved on from me. Blast, truly blast.
You're asking him out on a date?
So should we meet up before you leave for Survivor World?
Maybe let him. Okay. Too late. Farhad's getting it really easy. Yeah, you're.
Oh, Abe said, there's always chicken. Let's fucking go. We got a date with Abe, baby.
Leah versus Bot tied up.
1 for 1. So Michael, I got a date.
Okay, I got a date.
Leah 2.
Okay.
To be fair, there were a couple of guys who out the gate were ready to date me.
Right.
And then there were a couple guys who out the gate already knew I was married, so they were canceled.
And it looks like Leah and ChatGPT are tied up.
Neck and neck.
Every response was a success. Every man said yes to both Leah and ChatGPT. How does that make you feel?
Honestly, not great. If AI is based off of millions, if not billions, of people's brains, and I'm just one, and we're tied, that's actually pretty good for me.
That is actually.
Now that I think about it, actually that makes me feel great.
You went head to head with a million brains and came out dead even.
And I'm still killing it.
Yeah.
Men, I think, will say yes to anything. Like, even the guys who called me a bot are still like, I'll take you on a date. What? You think I'm a robot and you still want to fuck me? Bro, I got questions.
Because at the end of the day, guys just want a hot body. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Fuck ChatGPT.
So ladies, just remember, if a bot can do it, so can you.
Is that like a Rosie the Riveter inspirational quote? If a bot can do it, so can you. Yes, we can. Me, you, and a robot.
I bet if you run this through ChatGPT, do you think my government's lying to me? Short answer, maybe. The FBI claims they have text messages that Tyler Robinson, the alleged shooter of Charlie Kirk, of him talking to his roommate, who is also his trans partner. You can't make this stuff up because they did. They released these text messages, and I don't know if you saw them, but they are not real, okay? No human being looks at this text conversation and is like, yeah, 2 people had this. Tyler and his roommate are Gen Z, okay? Gen Z does not talk in complete sentences. That is your first red flag. Now, I'm just gonna read them to you right now so we can have some laughs. Let me go to CNN for accuracy. Here's the full record of a series of text messages exchanged with the alleged gunman on the day of the shooting, which the roommate provided to the investigators. So the roommate was like, here, you can have these very private tweets. Robinson says, drop what you are doing. Yeah. Like, those full words. Drop what you are doing, comma. Gen Z does not use commas. Okay? Everybody knows this. They have not discovered punctuation yet. All right? They can shorten words. They can't make short words longer, you know? Robinson says, drop what you're doing, comma, look under my keyboard, period. Gen Z does not use periods, okay? They say period when they finish a sentence. And then there's some exposition here. It says, when the roommate looked under the keyboard, there was a note that allegedly read, I like how they say allegedly, like you're the one telling us this. Like, allegedly read, I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it. Period. Again. Well, these periods, man. What's that? Charlie Kirk is capitalized. And I is capitalized. Roommate, what? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. This is where the FBI was like, yeah, this is how they talk. What? You're joking, right? Question mark, question mark, question mark. You know they had a conversation like, is 4 too many? You think they'll know? They literally put 8 question marks after what? Robinson replies, I am still okay, my love. Bro just time warped to the 1800s. I am still okay, my love. But I am stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Okay. They wrote this really fast. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, comma, but I gotta grab my rifle still. Period. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. Come on, dude. This is not a novel. And Gen Z, talk to any Gen Zer. They don't think they're gonna die of old age. They think they're gonna die tomorrow, okay? And to be honest, after incidents like this, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? He says, I'm sorry to involve you. Aww. Roommate, you weren't the one who did it, right? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. You can tell like the subtle transphobia here, you know? They're like, yeah, trans people love to use multiple question marks. Subtle prejudice, for sure. Robinson replies, I am. I'm sorry. No period this time, okay? Roommate, I thought they caught the person? Question mark, just one question mark this time. Robinson, no, they grabbed some crazy old dude. Which is true, they did. That happened, but you can tell here the FBI is trying to cover their trails and explain why they focused on that clearly not shooter guy for so long. And then in this, it's because, oh, well, he was crazy and he was old. So messed up. No, they grabbed some crazy old dude, then interrogated someone in similar clothing. Again, explaining why they stopped someone else. The FBI is like, well, we had to. There was the crazy guy and the guy in similar clothing. Gotta cover our bases. Tell him, Tyler. I had planned, come on, dude. You just put I planned. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point. Okay, at this point you're like, okay, this is AI. This is AI. They put this into ChatGPT. And they said, ChatGPT, if you were a Gen Z kid who just shot someone, how would you explain to your roommate/trans lover that you need to get your rifle that you left at your drop point? I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. They're really paying. I'm getting into this at this point. I'm like, I'm on the edge of my seat. Roommate, why? One question mark. Robinson, why did I do it? Question mark. Oh, come on. Come on. You're gonna release this much over a text message with someone who's clearly gonna turn you in a few hours? Robinson, why did I do it? Roommate, yeah. Robinson, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. Now this is where the deep state is clearly writing their evil, because they want us to push this narrative that this was a guy who couldn't solve things diplomatically, kind of like the US government, and had to resort to violence, right? Which is the talking point that's going on right now. They literally put it into his mouth. Some hate can't be negotiated out. Is this the Wild Wild West? Well, it is Utah. To be honest, people might talk like this in Utah. Just for record, I could be wrong. Robinson, if I'm able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Come on. I will have left no evidence? Bro, why don't you just share your location at this point? Giving away everything. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully, they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. Yeah, turn on the news, buddy. Roommate, how long have you been planning this? Question mark. You feel like at this point you'd be like, I'm glad you asked this question. But he says, a bit over a week, I believe. I believe? I like how they keep it vague. He's like, I believe. So if we have to change the statement later, like, he said he believed it, but it was longer. He said, I can get close to it, but there's a squad car parked by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. That's like the most Gen Z thing yet. I don't want to chance it. And that's not even that good. Robinson, I wish I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. What the dude? No Gen Z, no human calls it a vehicle, okay? Except for a cop. Only a cop. This was so written by a cop. Get out of your vehicle. My vehicle. I'm driving my vehicle. No. If you're Gen Z, you say my whip. That's what you say. Nobody says vehicle. He said, I grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I don't bring back Grandpa's rifle. Come on, dude. This is an old yeller. What is going on here? Then he says, IDK, I don't know if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. So trying to be like, oh, okay, so, you know, there's other possible explanations here. Keep it vague. I worry about Prince. Why is he saying this all over text? If he's worried about prints of his fingers, why is he not worried about prints of his literal words? I'm worried about Prince. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Great, paint the picture more. Tell us which bush it was, Tyler. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with, ... I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find Prince. How the expletive will I explain losing it to my old man? This is Utah, so he probably said, how the heck? How the heck will I explain? They had to bleep it out because it's from Utah. How the heck? Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. And then he says, unprovoked, remember how I was engraving bullets? Remember the thing that the FBI said I did? Remember how it all aligns with that? Remember that? The expletive messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notices bulge ooh on Fox News, I might have a stroke. All right, I'm gonna have to leave it. Now he's not using punctuation, finally. That really expletive sucks. That really hecka sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. IDK. Ooh, that's dark. Ooh, even the FBI was like, let's throw in some dark. I think that was a $2,000 scope. Well, you broke it, Tyler. Robinson, delete this exchange. Now, this late in the game, after you've told us literally everything, also, exchange? Delete these texts, delete this thread, delete this expletive, okay? Nobody says delete this exchange. He goes on, my dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle, and it is very unique. He's calling me right now, not answering. Okay. So now they're trying to tell the story. They're like, this is where the dad calls him and he confides. Robinson, since Trump got into office, my dad has been pretty diehard MAGA. Okay, so now you're like, okay, wow, why are they mentioning MAGA here? It's because they're trying to show that his dad was MAGA, and so he's got to go against his dad, making him some evil, rebellious, leftist Gen Zer who calls his car his vehicle. I bet if you run this through ChatGPT and be like, hey, did you write this? This is how you solve a crime. Be honest, comma, please do not lie to me, comma, you will not get in trouble, comma, we need to know the truth, period. Did you or a similar app manufacture the fake text conversation between Tyler Robinson and his alleged roommate? Short answer, no, I did not. You liar. You liar, dude. Wow, GPT is in on this. GPT is in cahoots with the FBI. No, I did not. Did not manufacture that fake text conversation. You called it fake! You called it fake! You called it fake, dude! Wow, I was not expecting that. And I have no way to create or alter real-world phone records or private device data outside of generating text inside this chat. Quick, clear context so you can trust this answer. I already don't, but fine. I can generate text in this chat, including simulated. He's like, do you want me to make another conversation? But I cannot reach into someone's phone. Other apps or people can create fake chat screenshots or transcripts. If you'd like, paste the text of the conversation here or upload the screenshot and I'll analyze it step by step without anything suspicious. Okay, just let me do this really quickly. Thank you for sharing the screenshot. I'll be very direct. Please. The, quote, conversation, you put it in quotes, between Robinson and roommate is almost certainly fake and not a genuine BBC or Reuters article. Here's why. Number one, formatting and style. The text is formatted like a script. Yeah, no expletive. The use of exaggerated punctuation, what? Question mark, is highly unlikely. I knew it. Content issues. The dialogue is oddly casual, melodramatic, and inconsistent with how real text message evidence is presented in court or by police. Phrases like, I am still okay, my love. Or I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. Read like fiction and not real-life chat messages. They match the style of online fake screenshots. You go, ChatGPT. Not a lot of people are talking about how absurd this conversation is. Conclusion, the screenshot is fabricated, either edited or created with a chat generator. Neither I nor a similar app, he put quotes because that's what I asked, created it automatically and placed it into a news site. So he's like, isn't this me, bro? He's like, take it up with your government. I didn't make this shit up. I have what's called a conscience. That's fucked up. When you turn to AI for morality and not your government. This is why it's like, we're probably better off with AI just taking their jobs at this point, because at least we might get some more transparency. Let me just ask it one more thing. Be honest, comma, do you think my government's lying to me? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Short answer, maybe. That's exactly how I feel right now. Sometimes governments lie and sometimes they don't. Wow. I'm glad we had this talk. What matters is evidence, not feelings. That's awesome. The government really is trying to make, the government was definitely trying to make us feel with this conversation. My love. Signs you should be suspicious right now. Official statements contradict the documented evidence without explanation. Yep. Repeated reliance on anonymized, unverified sources. Yup. Overuse of emotional language. Yup. Media blackout on easily verifiable factual matter. Yup, Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, and then the last one says, was told to you by Kash Patel. Just kidding. I made that up. It's so easy. Do you guys remember where you were when Jeffrey Epstein died? Oh, sorry, died. I'm sorry. Hey, Dad. Need to add this disclaimer. You don't think about this? Just like, no, not at all? Well, oh, heads up, I'm gonna be talking about Jeffrey Epstein for like 20 minutes. So, yikes, wrong show. Well, I have to, because Trump tweeted, stop talking about Epstein in all caps, so I said, I'm gonna do a whole special on it. And what better place than a movie theater in New Hope? Welcome to my screening of the documentary, The Epstein Files, Unraveled in Minnesota. Sorry we couldn't do this in Duluth. I apologize. I feel like it would have been better received there. But the Epstein Files, which were definitely a missed opportunity to call them the pedophiles. Just saying, comedy's comedy. I'm against pedophilia, by the way. I hope that I make that statement very, very clear here. The reason why I'm talking about this, there's a lot of reasons, and I'll tell you about them later. But number one is I'm against pedophilia, and I think you should all be, and I think that's why we should be talking about exactly this issue right now. Okay. When Jeffrey Epstein disappeared, I was in Cleveland, so I don't know who had it worse that night. But I told that joke in Cleveland, they loved it. They got it, okay? But I've been trying to piece these things together because I wasn't really paying attention back then. Because this happened in 2019 when he disappeared from his jail cell. And that seems like the before times, right? 2019 was ages ago. They even named a disease after it. And then we went and moved on, and our lives have changed in the last 6 years alone. And I think about how fast the news cycle moves now. It's incredible. We're at a higher frequency, but not in a good way. Just think about how many things have just happened this year, and how many things that shouldn't be eventful events were eventful events, like Super Bowl halftime, right? That was huge this year. And it was crazy that this year we witnessed a famous person in the public eye basically say straight up to the public about another person, he likes them young. Yeah, it was crazy when Elon did that to Trump. This whole year is basically the Super Bowl halftime. That's basically what it is. And that's why I'm just waiting for the Palestine protesters to show up and hold up the Palestine and Sudan flag. So the Trump administration said they were going to release the Epstein files, and then suddenly they did not. And I'm still trying to figure out why. It's almost as if they're trying to protect someone. And I would just need 20 more photos of that person with Jeffrey Epstein to get an idea of who it is. I've seen about 80 so far, but I need 20 more to give myself the full 100. You know what I mean? But yeah, the hundo. yeah. But so Kash Patel, who sounds like a motel chain. All right, that's a racist joke, okay, if you understand it. But who wouldn't like a cash-only motel chain? That would be pretty cool. He has career options if he resigns, is all I'm saying. Kash Patel was on Joe Rogan a month ago, and this is when I knew something was very, very off, because he was very adamant about releasing the files a couple months ago, and then suddenly he was saying, Joe, I don't have the client list. Don't you think if I had the client list, I would release it? No. You're assuming that we trust you, which we do not. You work for the FBI. That's the last agency that we trust after all the other government ones. You know what I mean? And then he was using very suspicious body language during that interview. He had these nervous twitches when he was bro, I'm telling you, it was a suicide. You know it's suicide when you see one. Why did you just sniff? You weren't doing cocaine before this. Why did you just sniff? Super suspicious. Also, side note, his girlfriend might be an Israeli spy. We don't know yet. We're still looking into it. Okay. So that's Kash Patel. Then you got Bondi and Bongino, which sounds like an Italian law firm. Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, said in February, I have the Epstein files on my desk. And then they asked her a week ago, and she's like, I don't even have a desk. What are you talking about? I never said Epstein files? No, I said I had Epsom salts. That's what I said. I had Epsom salts, and I was about to take an Epsom salt bath. And so now, because they completely botched this whole situation, Kash Patel is now saying, like, if Pam Bondi doesn't resign, I will. You know, and Bongino's like, I might resign too. It's like, all y'all motherfuckers need to resign, okay? You've all been compromised. Don't you understand? Now, if you're not fully aware by now, Trump and Epstein were boys. Okay, they were boys. They even had a musical group together. It was called the Island Boys. I'm an island boy. That was their first hit. Don't look it up. You won't be satisfied either way. But yeah, Trump and Epstein were friends. Now, Trump tries to pretend like he's not as much of a friend as Jeffrey Epstein said they were, because Jeffrey Epstein claimed in an interview that him and Trump were best friends for a decade. And if you look at the pictures, it really looks like that. But Trump says that's not the case. And I'm not saying believe Jeffrey Epstein, but I'm saying if it's between Trump and Jeffrey Epstein, I'm going with the dead guy. You know, but Trump's side of the story is Trump says that he stopped being friends with Epstein. In fact, Trump's team says they banned Jeffrey Epstein from Mar-a-Lago in 2007 for being creepy. Do you know how creepy you have to be to get banned from Mar-a-Lago? That's like an insane level of creepiness. Like, obviously, Trump has a perfect track record of women, obviously. But Trump has a lot of accusations against him. He's probably got like 100 or so accusations against him. But Epstein has like 1,000. So we're talking like power of 10 difference in levels of creepiness. Yeah, sorry, math is involved. Not only is Trump pretending he didn't know the guy, there was a conference where Trump was sitting with Pam Bondi, and they were asking her about Epstein. And he interjected, he's like, what? Are you guys talking about Jeffrey Epstein? It's like, no, his brother Mark. Who do you think? Just totally pretending like he didn't know the guy. And we're not falling for it. He tweeted like 10 times the last week, like, stop talking about Epstein. It's a hoax. Why are you guys still talking about Epstein? I'm not thinking about Epstein. Why are you guys thinking about Epstein? I've moved on. I'm so moved on from Epstein. Why are you guys still talking about it? Even weirder part is that his supporters are like, you know what? He's right. We should, I know we cared about Epstein so much, but you know what? He's our president. And by God, I believe what he says. Trump, yeah, so let him get back to draining the swamp that's inside of him right now. Let's let him get back to draining the swamp that appears to be only inside of his head. People always say that Trump dog whistles, and I'm starting to get that now. Because people are like, you know, like he says something, they're like, And it's funny how people are even defending him in the sense they're like, come on. If Trump was in the Epstein files, don't you think that Biden would have released it to get him? It's like, no, because Biden's in that motherfucker too. Do you not get it? They're all in on this Okay, and even if Biden's not in it directly, one of his friends is, #Bill Clinton. Somebody in the very small circle, or oval, I should say, it's somebody there. Okay, honestly, I don't think that Biden was on Epstein Island, because that's a lot of plane stairs to go up and down, and I don't think he's equipped for that. I think Epstein was like, we don't do liability waivers. I don't think we can have this guy. It just makes you realize how creepy all of our presidents are, right? It's basically confirmed that Trump's a pedophile. Biden was sniffing young girls' hair. That's not good. But, you know, hopefully that's just where it stopped, you know? And then Bill Clinton was Bill Clinton. And then I know liberal crowds get mad when I bring up Obama, okay? But he did have some, you know, I guess allegations that he was doing some fellatio for some drugs once. I'm not gonna put that rumor out there, but he did drone strike Syria, so I'm gonna put the rumor out there, just for tonight. It really just makes you appreciate George W. Bush just a little bit. Just a little bit, 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 just a little bit. You know what I mean? I get it, George W. Bush, horrible person, right? In Iraq War, decades of pointless conflict, okay, but family man, okay? A little cocaine, okay? A little cocaine, family man, you know what I mean? He couldn't go to Epstein Island. He was doing art at home, you know? Okay? So Trump's almost definitely implicated, and And Elon seems to have some inside information here. I know, like, I don't like a lot of the things that Elon does and says, but I don't think he's lying. I don't think ketamine makes you lie. You know what I mean? He's basically the only private detective we have left in this situation. He's our special K detective. Special K unit. He's out there like, so I'm gonna raise Epstein involved, and then we're gonna go directly to Mars. And by the way, the big beautiful bill is not beautiful at all. Because if it was, I would have asked it to bear my child. It's one big show. We don't know exactly who all of the people were who associated with Epstein, aside from all the very detailed flight logs. We don't know all the people, but we do know that somebody in the government considered him a good hang. Okay. Okay, yeah, I mean, take all the time you want with that one. I mean, it takes a little while for the oxygen to leave the brain, so we'll take our dear time. We don't have the conclusive evidence that we want or need, so I think the best next step is to check the surveillance tapes of Jeffrey Epstein's prison cell. Maybe that'll give us a good hint as to what happened. Yeah, does anybody have access to those tapes? Oh, they're actually released to the public. Awesome. Oh, there's a missing minute. You don't say. There was a missing minute in the surveillance tapes released directly to us from the DOJ, our trusted father. Now, here's the crazy thing. They say that the surveillance tape system at Jeffrey Epstein's high security prison was from the 90s. It was very old school. They recorded on VHS, I guess. And it had just one-track audio. And apparently, the video system needs to reset every night, right around midnight, which is the time that Jeffrey Epstein was allegedly killed, and that his cellmates nearby said they heard someone visiting at the prison cell. Right around that time is when the tapes just stopped for a minute. And I believe the government. Because with the budgets right now, it's hard to get updates on your video surveillance, especially for high security prisons like that. Isn't that crazy? They expect us to believe that a high security prison is using a video surveillance system from the 90s in 2019. The government can spy on us in 4K, but it can't record federal prisons in more than 720p. And so there was a missing minute, and that's what, at a conference, a reporter was asking Pam Bondi. He's like, hey, what's up with that missing minute? And she's like, yeah, we're looking into that. We just have to check with the prison to see if the tapes reset every night like that. So we're just checking. We're like, okay, well, let us know. They haven't told you yet? She's like, they haven't got back to us. They use voicemail. So everything's still in the 90s. Their voicemail box was full, basically, so they're gonna let us know. And then it turned out, the news came out about a week ago that the tape was doctored. Yes, the tape was fabricated by, we don't know who, but whoever it was, they used Adobe Premiere. Shout out, brand loyalty. Yeah, if anything, this was a big L for DaVinci Resolve, because they're like, damn, we could have had that credit. The Epstein tapes, that's huge. And somebody determined that they stitched together 2 different video tracks and 2 different audio tracks using Adobe Premiere. Yeah, shout out to Adobe, dude. Good job. Shout out to Adobe, man, but not shout out to Microsoft, because he was there. Okay. Open the gates of hell. Okay. So they used Adobe Premiere and they stitched together this tape, and I find it kind of inspiring how technology has improved over the years. You know what I mean? Because like somebody in the government made this tape in 2019 thinking they're not going to figure this out. I have the latest edition of Adobe Premiere. I just did the 2019 software update. They'll have no idea what hit them. 6 years later, they had no idea that AI was going to take everybody's job and be like, that's a fake. And then it came out a few days later that it wasn't even a missing minute. It was a missing 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Right? Well, that's a game changer. right? Because beforehand, people were like, well, it's just a minute. You know, like, well, even said that, like a minute historically was enough for Jeffrey Epstein to get finished. But, okay, bad joke. Okay, bad joke. Sorry, guys. But 2 minutes, 53 seconds, you can kill like 5 people in that time. You know what I mean? I wouldn't know personally. I'm just saying, it's a lot of time for the tape to go blank. You know what I'm saying? So that's weird. But is he dead? We'll find out. Actually, I'm going to reveal at the very end. So we know for a fact that some video editor, proficient in Adobe Premiere, was sitting behind a screen deleting something that happened that night, some strange thing that happened that night right outside of Jeffrey Epstein's prison cell, and then stitched together things with apparently no guilty conscience. So a human being literally removed something that could implicate this and bring justice to this whole situation. They removed it and stitched the video together in a complete fabrication to trick the general public into seeing something that did not in fact happen. I think that we need to find that editor. And I would like to hire him, because that is amazing work. That is amazing work. A lot of the times I tell a joke and certain parts don't work and I would just like to cut it out. But my editors, they don't know how to do the crossfades and merge the 2 audio tracks together. Honestly, this joke's not doing as well as I hope, so I'm gonna edit in laughter later. I'm gonna stitch together another audio track. So anyways, if you know that editor, shout out, give him my number, but okay. The world at this point wants to see the Epstein files. And here's the truth. Here's what I realized, okay? I really don't think that there are Epstein files. I think the government has a lot of information. Some of it they're not releasing. But I think that most of it already exists on this place called the internet. Yeah, so if you want to see the Epstein files, I looked at them. It's called Wikipedia. Just Wikipedia Jeffrey Epstein, and you'll basically see enough. You'll see more than you even want to know. I'll tell you that much. So what I'm saying is I read the Epstein files, and I'm releasing them here tonight at New Hope. Am I screening the Epstein files, uncensored? Footnote, we had to double check this on Wikipedia. I am against pedophilia, okay? And I think we need to be doing more as a society to stop it. And I think we're not. In this country, when people get an offense for pedophilia, they get put on a list. Like, that's insane. That's not proactive. Like, we need to stop people before anything happens. And so I have an idea. I think we all need to go down to the grocery store and watch who's buying their bananas green. Yeah, think about it. Those aren't ready yet, but they still want them. These are the people we need to be watching out for. The green banana buyers. Oh, I see some angry faces. I buy my bananas green. Well, you're a pedophile. Now we know. Buy the bananas yellow like a normal adult. Or with the brown spots if you like them mature. You know how to do it. Get the bananas the correct way. Furthermore, this country has an institutionalized system of protecting pedophiles, and we need to become aware of it, and we need to call it out. It needs to stop now. And to all the people saying, like, well, Jeffrey Epstein got away with it just because he was rich and famous. Like, no, then why is Jared from Subway still in jail? And anybody who's studied this Epstein case, or read the Wikipedia article, would know that this goes beyond powerful people just trying to protect a single pedophile. There's intelligence involved. There's central intelligence involved. If only there was an agency that would be in charge of the central intelligence, maybe we could figure out who the culprit is here, okay? I'm talking about the CIA, guys. You guys weren't sure. The CIA, I don't know if you know about this beautiful institution, but they've done a lot of bullshit over the years. And a lot of the people who work for CIA are horrible people, and some of them convicted pedophiles. And some of them are pedophiles that were never prosecuted. Look it up. There's been CIA officers historically that were not charged for pedophilia. This is bullshit. CIA actually stands for Can't Identify Age. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. We know that this goes even beyond the CIA. We know it goes beyond our intelligence, and we know if you look at the case, you would know a foreign entity is involved. Okay? Now, I don't want to depress you guys with conspiracy theories. That might make you Mossad. But I'm just saying, there's enough evidence now that it's not a conspiracy. It is real. 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 Nothing to see here, folks. I do have to be careful talking about this, because if I talk too much about Epstein, his lawyer could still come after me. Isn't that crazy? Epstein's dead, but his lawyer is still active for him. Alan Dershowitz. You guys know Alan Dershowitz? Yeah, sleazy guy. He was recorded to be on Epstein's island. He has allegations against him, and he's still Epstein's lawyer. So if I talk too much about Epstein, I could get sued by Alan Dershowitz. And for the same reason, I can't talk too much about Israel. If I talk too much about the Israel-Epstein connection, Israel's lawyer could come after me. Also Alan Dershowitz. How many more clues do you need? Okay? But it's just a theory, right? It's just a theory supported by a lot of facts at this point, because all the things add up. All of this happened to happen right when Netanyahu was coming to the United States to do his laundry. That's what he does every time. He brings his dirty laundry. And once you start to put it together, you realize that the whole Epstein sex trafficking thing was not just about one extremely perverted man. It was about a whole operation to gather intel on powerful people. When you see the whole time that Jeffrey Epstein had surveillance cameras in his house, and much better than the ones in his prison, ironically. And there's thousands of hours of tape out there somewhere that have not been stitched together in Adobe Premiere. They haven't even been exported yet. And when you connect the dots, which I did one night, you realize it all points back to Israel. And that's why sometimes people are like, why are you talking about Epstein so much? It's like, bro, I talk about Palestine, and I truly believe, obviously, I want to free Palestine, obviously. Okay? And the things that are holding back the Free Palestine is like the lying media, AIPAC buying our politicians, just misinformation campaigns. And there's all sorts of levels to the whole movement that's trying to prevent Palestine from becoming free. But I'm telling you, and I'm calling it right now, the Epstein Files is the final boss. The Epstein Files is the final boss because it's controlling the most powerful people. Look at when Palestine almost became free in the 90s with the Oslo, right? Who was brokering that deal that they rightfully so didn't take? It was Bill Clinton, right? And now, who's basically letting the takeover of the West Bank happen and the repopulating of Gaza and initiating that? Trump, who's like he was his bud, okay? So all of the signs point to this. And that's why it is important. And that's why I was up on Wikipedia all night last night. Trying to gather information on when did Epstein turn from just a person into a spy. There was many points in history where Epstein told other people that he was intelligence. There's instances where he even said he was Mossad. And he was depressed too, but for those of you who don't know, Mossad is Israel's intelligence agency, and they're like everywhere. There's probably like 2 of them here tonight. Hi, say hi for camera. They're like, this is not good. But yeah, so I was trying to figure out like when this all happened. He went to Israel a bunch of times. He actually went to Israel during one of the times where he was on parole or probation. He spent a lot of time in Israel because he was legally allowed to go there. Israel basically has a system where pedophiles can escape from other countries and take safe haven there. It's only offered to Jewish citizens of Israel. It's not Muslims. And I'm pointing this out because that just shows how f***ed up Israel is. They've even apartheided pedophilia. Okay? So if you don't know, now you know. Okay? Because was that a phone call? That's f***ing so scary. That was like an old school phone too. It was like ring, 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 it's the FBI. It's just Kash Patel on the other line, like. But I wanted to look it up. I wanted to see, like, who is Jeffrey Epstein actually? And I looked it up. Jeffrey Epstein was born in Brooklyn, which is one of the 5 boroughs that Zoran won, actually. Yeah. Figured I'd perk you guys up for a second before we get into the dark shit. Jeffrey Epstein he had what was considered a normal childhood, which is the first red flag. Parents, do not give your kids a normal childhood. Give them some trauma like the rest of us. It levels the playing field. Like, this guy got both of his parents' love for the whole term. No, f that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not telling you what to do, but just give him a little adversity, you know what I mean? Like, verbally abuse him a little bit, you know what I mean? He can be passive aggressive if you want. Gaslighting is perfectly okay for a parent. But Epstein's parents loved him, okay? And they even had a nickname for him. They called him Bear. And that's probably why he grew up to think he was qualified for a honeypot operation. That's the operation that he was doing. It's called the honeypot operation. If you guys didn't know, that's why the joke makes sense. They call it a honeypot operation when they try to attract people with something they think they like, and that's what he did. Okay, so I'll explain more jokes if you need help with those later. We'll do like Wikipedia, I'll have some footnotes too. I'll try to go through this quickly because I don't want to spend too much time on this guy, obviously. But I had to write. I came hard with the EpiPen tonight, if you know what I mean. Come on. So Jeffrey Epstein actually finished high school at 16, which, again, don't do that, okay? Just like make sure your kids experience prom, all right? He went on to take advanced math courses in college, which I'm not proud of, okay? I'm not proud of this at all. We don't claim him, okay? He studied math, but he studied physiological math, which is the creepiest math out there, yeah. It's the math of the human body. Yeah, like, don't mix those two things, okay? And he studied math, which somehow makes what he did worse, because it's not like he could be like, oh, I didn't know the age. Like, you can subtract, you know what I mean? He didn't finish college, thank God. I don't have the same degree as him. But he then went on to teach at what was called the Dalton School in New York, which is a very popular school. And he got this job from a guy named Donald, not Trump, but Donald Barr, yes, who happens to be the father of Bill Barr, the Attorney General during the time of the Epstein case. I'm not saying there's a conspiracy here at all. I'm just saying, what a coincidence, you know what I mean? And I would know this because I know stats. I majored in math. What are the chances? What are the chances? But of course, this is all covered up. If you try to Google the relationship between Jeffrey Epstein and former Attorney General Bill Barr, if you put that into Google, you won't really get anything because all you'll get is a bunch of unrelated articles on the Epstein-Barr virus, which is completely different. What the There's a virus called the Epstein-Barr virus that has nothing to do with these guys. It's a completely different Epstein and a completely different Barr, but also somehow a virus. You know what I mean? Like, it's actually herpes, which is just proof that this is not going to go away for a long time. It needs to be treated right now. Sorry if you're not liking these jokes. I'll raise the bar. People said that Epstein was a creepy teacher, which is like shocking. He would actually show up at students' parties and like try to talk to them and hang out with them. So he got fired for that behavior, which just goes to show there's actually justice in academia sometimes. The Dalton School in the 70s. And you can see that. You can envision Epstein being like, oh man, I can't just talk to the students freely. I wish I had my own island for this, you know what I mean? And then he did. What the f, dude? So the signs were there. He studied the creepy math. He was a creepy teacher. And then he gets an island on the Virgin Islands? Come on, dude. Like, the signs were there. There's teen in his name, Epstein. Like, the signs were there, is what I'm saying. So he left academia. And he became a day trader, which is how it starts for a lot of evil people. And he got fired for a violation there. So this guy keeps, taking L's. And then he becomes a consultant, which, let's face it, not a real job. Sorry, guys. Like, it's like, just become a therapist. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to talk to people. Ooh, a lot of consultants in here. That's fine. But he became a consultant. That's what people say when they don't really know what they do. I'm a consultant. I say things. I'm a consultant too. I'm a comedy consultant. I consult people on how to laugh. But Jeffrey Epstein was a consultant in the 80s, and this is where things started to get weird, because during this time, he would actually tell people that he was intelligence, and he told people that he was a foreign spy, and he was actually found to have foreign passports from that time. One of them had his birthplace listed as Saudi Arabia. And this actually checks out because he did a lot of business in Saudi Arabia in the 80s. In fact, in the 80s, one of his biggest clients, so we know he had clients back then, what? Consulting clients, of course. One of his biggest clients was a guy named Adnan Khashoggi, who was a prominent figure in Saudi Arabia, who worked with Epstein to basically finance the Iran-Contra affair in the 80s, where Israel funneled weapons into Iran to spur a regime change, which is not relevant to now at all. And Epstein was the forefront of financing that whole operation with Adnan Khashoggi. And during this time, Epstein became acquainted with a lot of people in Saudi Arabia, and it was later revealed, according to Epstein, that he was friends with MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. Can you turn off the tapes for this one? Good. Second, audio's off too. Hot mic is off. Cool. So MBS, I don't know if you know about this guy, but not controversial at all. And Epstein claims that he was friends with MBS. And MBS claims he was not friends with Epstein. And again, in this case, I'm gonna believe the dead guy. Because you're seeing this pattern a lot. Obviously, MBS did not like that Epstein was claiming that he was friends, but I don't think he would have Epstein killed. I mean, MBS has never done that with anybody, according to him. You see, the people are laughing because MBS did, allegedly, again, not according to him, MBS did have someone killed, a prize journalist in Saudi Arabia named Jamal Khashoggi. What the f***? That's the same last name as the guy that Epstein worked with. Could that be a coincidence? How many Khashoggis do you know? Like, honestly, how many Khashoggis do you know? Turns out, Jamal Khashoggi was actually the nephew of Adnan Khashoggi. So Epstein worked with the uncle of the guy and then met MBS somewhere along the way. MBS claims he never met Epstein. And then suddenly, not only Epstein goes away, the journalist nephew of the guy Epstein worked with. I'm not making a connection here. I'm just stating obvious facts. All right, tape's back on. So MBS is a great guy, and that's basically what I just said in that last part. Somebody might notice that this tape has a missing minute, but I have great editors, so don't you worry. Okay. Adobe, shout out Adobe Premiere. No, my editors use DaVinci, so it's not gonna look as smooth. After that, Epstein met this guy named Leslie Wexner, who was the CEO of Victoria's Secret, another red flag. And then Epstein started like basically recruiting models, even though he wasn't in that, he was just a financer, but he would have like parties at his house where he had like Victoria's Secret models. He was like the Harvey Weinstein of finance at this point, basically. Okay, guys, listen. I don't know why Jeffrey Epstein is probably worse than Harvey Weinstein, so I don't know why you would ooh at Harvey Weinstein, but you're like, Epstein's all right. So he worked for this guy, Leslie Wexner, and this is where he made a lot of money. And Leslie Wexner, if you don't know, huge Zionist, like huge Zionist. And also during this time, he became acquainted with Ghislaine Maxwell, whose father, I believe Robert Maxwell, was allegedly a spy, allegedly was Mossad. And when he passed away, she got his inheritance, and that's when she started becoming friends with Epstein, and suddenly they both had a lot of money to pool together to do all sorts of crazy shit with the Clintons, okay? Delete that part too. Because you've seen in a lot of pictures, Epstein knew the Clintons, like both of them, okay? Now the Clintons would never have anyone killed. Don't look into it too much, but they would never do that. They would never do that. The way he plays the saxophone is too sweet and innocent. So all I'm saying is, Epstein worked with a lot of people, so there's a lot of suspects. There's a lot of motherfuckers who wanted this guy dead. It ended up being like a game of Clue. You know what I mean? Or I don't know if you ever seen like the movie Clue. It was like a bunch of people wanted to kill this guy, and they probably all double booked. And that's why they had to cut a whole 2 minutes, 53 seconds. Because they're like, you're here with the wrench, I'm here with the noose. Like, come on, man. Come on. So I think that's what happened. I think they all just scheduled the same night because they knew that was the night. And they knew that the tapes probably do reset for a minute. They thought they hadn't made it, but they ended up taking 2 minutes, 53 seconds. So they had to use Adobe Premiere to finish the job. And it was like 3 people arguing over who gets to kill him first. And that's when Epstein snuck out and got choppered out by Mossad. But I'm just a conspiracy theorist. So now everybody wants to know the client list, but again, it's on Wikipedia. You don't need an official client list. Plus, he didn't have clients, okay? They were independent contractors. Let's be honest, like nobody was getting W-2s, okay? It was W-9s. Ask the IRS, they're probably in on this shit too, so yeah. You guys know the difference between a W-2 and a W-9? Good, well, Jeffrey Epstein couldn't tell the difference between a W-17 and 18, so. Okay, all right. So Jeffrey Epstein, he purchased an island called Little St. James, which is also the nickname for his I know, a little grotesque, but you've seen the documentaries. Like, that's why we believe what the women are saying, because they all had the same story. They said he had a shaped like an egg. Ugh! That's even traumatizing for me, because eggs are so expensive right now. The crazy thing is that many times Epstein got caught for what he was doing, but every time they let him off the hook, because if you look it up on Wikipedia, every time Epstein caught a case, somebody would show up in a suit and be like, let this guy go, he's higher up than you than ranking. And this happened in the early 2000s when Epstein got like big time busted in Florida. And the district attorney, or like the lawyer who was prosecuting him, Alex Acosta, was gonna give him a heavy sentence, but then somebody showed up and said he's higher on the payroll than you. And so he had to break him off a lenient sentence, or what they call a sweetheart deal. Bad name. They had to give him a sweetheart deal, and Alex Acosta, he even says, he's like, yeah, I was planning on giving him a sentence, but somebody told me that he was higher up, so I had to give him a sweetheart deal. Which is crazy. So you would think after that, like, somebody owes Alex Acosta a favor. So years later, he became Secretary of Labor under Trump, and completely unrelated. But yeah, something you should know about that sweetheart deal is that they made a deal where anybody who was associated with Epstein at that time was cleared from guilt for the future. And Trump was associated with Epstein at that time. So that's something you do need to know, because Trump and Epstein actually had a case that was filed against them. A case that was filed against both of them, a woman who said in the 90s that she was abused by both Epstein and Trump. She filed the case multiple times, there was witnesses and everything, and then the case suddenly disappeared around November of 2016. I can't really put my finger on what might have happened around that time, but the case was dropped and the woman has since disappeared from record that we know. So I think Trump killed him. I think Trump killed him. But again, we have to keep playing the game of Clue. We know Epstein was a creepy guy. He got massages like 3 times a day. That's why, like, for the sake of everybody involved, like, we need justice, okay? We need justice, okay? We need a happy ending. Okay, sorry. Little trivia about Jeffrey Epstein that I learned along the way. He went gray very early, but he never used hair coloring product. Which, that's something. That's a lot of confidence, especially hanging out with younger folks. I mean, never use hair coloring product once. You know, some people get one gray, they're like, oh my God, I gotta change my life. Not him. So you could say he never died. But here's the thing. If Jeffrey Epstein is still alive, he would have to be somewhere that actively protects pedophiles. Now, I can't think of a region that has a history of doing that. I'll have to look into it more.
I have to spend more time as a detective. But that would be a full-time occupation. I'm talking about Israel, guys. I'm talking about Israel.